right, Jared, go ahead. Usually I start these things off, but you kind of teased it. Happy Gilmore.
I talk a lot. Why don't you go? Like I talk for like 5 minutes. So why don't you give your review and then I'll go?
My review is it was pretty much what I expected. First of all, I thought they did a pretty good job early on, kind of setting the stage. On 30 years later, it's pretty tough to make a sequel and make it be relevant, but I thought they did a pretty good job with it. Some of the other things I liked on it, I thought it was pretty clever the way they dealt with his wife, number one. I won't spoil it for anybody that maybe is looking forward to watching it. I thought the addition of the PGA players was kind of cool. I mean, they definitely don't want to give up their golfing career for acting careers, but it was okay. Some of the other cameos in the thing and some of the other new stars was pretty good.
Yeah.
It was at times kind of cringeworthy. It was, but overall, I thought for a Netflix movie, a little bit at times. Some of the jokes were a little stale. But overall, you know what you're going to get with Adam Sandler. You know what you're going to get with Happy Gilmore. For a Netflix movie, an hour and 14 minutes, it wasn't bad. I thought, I would give it probably a 2.4 from my review.
Fair enough.
That's my thing. It's probably more in my wheelhouse, my generation. Because I mean, Happy Gilmore. I know you watched it when it came out, Ted, but you were a little older.
Yeah.
That Adam Sandler era when he was putting out Billy Madison and Happy Gilmore, and then the run for the next 5, 6, 10 years. I mean, that was when I was middle school through high school. So I mean, the nostalgia for us was incredible. And the biggest thing to me, I don't understand the hate that the movie is getting. It's almost more laughable to me, the people that are hating on it, because it's like, what did you expect when you were going into this movie? One, it's Adam Sandler. What have his movies been recently? These straight to Netflix movies, they're just goofy nostalgia. Him and his buddies making ridiculous movies, especially something like this where they're revisiting Happy Gilmore that was done 30 years ago. It's like people thought they were going to go in and get like Inception or something, or Dark Knight Rises with Happy Gilmore 2, and they're so mad about it. I saw people posting videos like 20 minutes into this movie and I'm already turning it off. It's like, well, that's your fault because you set your bar up this high with Happy Gilmore 2. So it's like you went to Taco Bell thinking that you were going to get a 5-star restaurant and you're mad that Taco Bell gave you diarrhea. I mean, yeah, you spent $2 on a taco and it gave you diarrhea. Yeah, that because you went to Taco Bell. That's what this was. It's nostalgia. It's Adam Sandler, 75 cameos. I actually thought it was pretty good for what it is. The professional golfers, current and past, that were in it. Xander Schauffele, I thought was funny. Rory DeChambeau, Scotty Scheffler, and going to jail and stuff. I'm not sitting there saying I was like rolling on the ground laughing, but I thought it was like funny. I thought it was like goofy, dumb. Eminem's cameo. Kelsey Plum was in it from the WNBA, and some like big podcast people were in it, so like Stephen A. Smith shows up, of course, Dan Patrick was in it.
Patrick was pretty good, I thought.
Yeah, Dan Patrick was good.
His name was, what was it, Pat? His name was like a riff on his name. What the hell was his name? I wrote it.
He had the mustache.
It was just his name. His name was Pat Daniels. I just thought it was
Pat Daniels. So it was like Dan Patrick, right? So yeah, I mean, that's what I mean. Like, no, was it as good or funny as Happy Gilmore 1? Well, no, of course not. But I mean, it broke it didn't break records for Netflix, but it was like one of the top 50 million people watched it or something. It was one of the Netflix original top watched, weekend opening movies ever. Obviously part of that is because it was Happy Gilmore 2. So no, again, it's not something I'll probably watch again, maybe ever, or maybe for a long time, but for the people who grew up watching those movies, Happy Gilmore 2, I think Adam Sandler's funny. I like his movies. I was thoroughly entertained for that hour and 14 minutes, and there's no way I would be upset with, I'm already paying for Netflix. What am I going to be mad about? It's not like I went out to the movies and spent $50 to go watch it, turn it on, hour, 14 minutes done. I also thought it was cool. The end of the movie, I mean, spoiler alert, whatever, but the scene where, his car died or whatever, and he walks off, that was an homage to Chris Farley at the end of Tommy Boy when his dad passed away. There's a scene of him at the cemetery. He's walking down the road after Tommy's dad passes away. So that was kind of an homage to his buddy, Chris Farley. So that's what I appreciate out of Adam Sandler movies, the loyalty to his friends, the loyalty to the jokes, just being goofy, having fun, not taking it too seriously, and then you have the connections with like the cool flashbacks to Happy Gilmore 1. I thought was fun.
That was pretty well done.
The one thing I would say was a little bit, I'm not going to use the word cringeworthy, but was a little bit like, was the way that he killed his wife. Like he hit a drive and clunked her in the head. That was the one thing I was like, really? You couldn't have like, maybe he wanted it to be goofy, but that was the one thing I was like, yeah, I maybe would have thought of something else, but.
He is like, and I love, like, Adam Sandler's probably like number one person I'd say, hey, I want to golf with you. I want to be your friend. Like, he's awesome. He doesn't care what I think. I was waiting for this movie for 2-3 years. Second they announced it was coming. First it was teased way back when, then they weren't doing it. Now they're doing it. To me, this was just like the lazy way of doing this movie. Now, no real plot. It was watching Jack and Jill. It was like, you think about what makes Happy Gilmore great, what makes Dumb and Dumber great, and what makes Dumb and Dumber 2 the worst movie you've ever seen in your life.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it was somewhat rooted in reality. Like Happy Gilmore, the one thing you got to look past, okay, this guy could drive the ball 500 yards or whatever it was. Other than that, it's like kind of realistic how it plays out. And it that's what makes the absurdity moments funny. When the movie is just totally absurd, like, I don't even know how to view it funny. Like, I did enjoy it. I was in the right mindset. What you knew about the cameos, and you see a few of the first reviews, like, you knew what this was. It was going to be Jack and Jillish. And I accepted that. First hour, I actually kind of pretty much enjoyed. I was like, I actually like this. I think people are being a little too hard on it. The last hour with the live golf match with Haley Joel Osment, who was kind of a funny character at first, the Billy Jenkins character, like, he's kind of funny, just how he looks, because he's like my size. But the villain, Benny Safdie, who directed Uncut Gems, like, the two villains were horrible. The whole last hour of this movie was horrible, of this tournament where they're like racing on our ATVs. It just, we lost the plot of Happy Gilmore, and I still enjoyed it. And there's good moments, and I actually really like the cameos. I thought it was like kind of cool. It's like you're waiting who's coming next. Like Bad Bunny was awesome. He really wasn't even a cameo. He was just a funny actor in the movie. He was Happy Gilmore's caddy. Like, he was great.
Right.
Like you said, Matt, the Scotty Scheffler jail gag was great. Will Zalatoris as the caddy, that was maybe a little overdone. That was a funny 30-second thing. If I'm recutting this movie, was I'm in the tour now, Mr. Gilmore. Like, I'm a golfer now. I thought that was kind of a funny thing. Travis Kelce was good, but to me, man, it just was a letdown. I get, like, it was almost like a homage to Happy Gilmore, but it's like, man, I feel like there's enough plot points here where you could have made a good sequel. Maybe Shooter McGavin's his coach. This is Rocky style. Rocky 3, I think that is, where Apollo coaches. Maybe that could have been the plot. I don't know. The killing of Julie Bowen right off the rip. It's like, she's like maybe the only actress outside of Adam Sandler from this movie way back when that's actually had like a career. Like, let's use her a little bit more. It missed in so many ways to me. Yes, it had funny moments. Will I ever watch it again? No. And that's the thing. I've watched Happy Gilmore 3 million times. And obviously it was never going to be Happy Gilmore. But my God, can it be a movie that makes any sort of sense? It doesn't feel like I'm like tripping on acid to watch. Like, it just was bad. I don't know. I'm not trying to be a jerk about it. It was free. I agree. It's like, I can't really hate on it too much, but it just was bad. It just was bad.
Well, you said the first hour was pretty good.
I guess, like, because I was viewing it,
only
like,
14 more minutes. Bad
going into it. I didn't even finish the movie, man. It sounds like a touching tribute to Farley at the end. I left like as soon as this tournament really got underway at the end. Like, what even is this? This is like watching a video game. One thing with Netflix movies, they all look horrible. I don't even know how to describe it. I'm not a smart enough film nerd or cinematographer, but it's like, what is up with the weird look of all these movies that look like I shot it on like my iPhone and put like a video effect on it? It's like, it almost takes you out of it right away. It just, the product placement was everywhere in this goddamn movie. Yeah. Again, I love Sandler, so it's like, I'm not even upset with him. Like, dude, do it. You gave us Happy Gilmore 2, which for an hour and like 5 minutes, it entertained me. But like, my God, like, am I crazy? Like, there's enough meat on this bone. He was just starting his career in Happy Gilmore 1. He's got Julie Bowen. Like, could they have gotten divorced during the movie and then he wins her back at the end? Could Shooter McGavin come back and play against him? Or could Shooter McGavin be his coach? Could, I don't know, Chubbs Peterson's son come and play him and think that he's like mad at Happy Gilmore, thinks he killed Chubbs. Like there just was a lot more they could have done than wheeling out Haley Joel Osment to be this Billy Jenkins dumbass character. It lost me, man.
Yeah, that him, the little guy being like the villain, that was, I thought they could have done a little more. And then basically the LIV or the, what's the league that Tiger Woods runs? No,
like the indoor one you're saying?
Yeah, the indoor one. I took it as like almost making fun of that league.
Kind of did, yeah.
Maybe that was a little extreme. They're riding around on golf carts from hole to hole and stuff. I just took it as it was goofy. It was almost like making fun of these other golf leagues. And I took it as like maybe Happy Gilmore was the outsider coming into golf, and now he's saving traditional golf.
Yeah, it's not I don't hate the live idea. It wasn't even live. It was like paintball. It wasn't even golf. It was, I don't even know. It was like watching a made up movie. That was my problem. It lost all sort of reality.
Yeah.
To me, the
TGI.
I don't want to call Sandler because I love Sandler, and he'd be like, dude, like this was an interesting something I'd never seen before, just in terms of the cameos. That was something I'd never seen. That was cool. Waiting, seeing who was coming next.
Right.
I just would have liked to have given this, like, maybe Adam Sandler doesn't direct it. Maybe he doesn't write it. Like, let's really have somebody, one who has an eye for golf. Like, that's one thing I can't stand in movies. And Bill Simmons has had this rant before. It's like, how do they not hire somebody to just say, that's not like how it would go? Like, one of the first lines Happy Gilmore says is to his cat, he's like, give me my wedge. Nobody ever says that. Like, give me my 56 degree. Give me my 60 degree. Give me my gap wedge. Like, how does just something as small as that is a good microcosm for this damn movie that just, it felt like it was just almost slapped together.
I mean,
if there was no cameos, was this the worst thing you ever watched? If they didn't have the cameo part and it was just that same exact movie just with regular actors, you'd be like, this is like the dumbest thing I've ever seen. The worst script, everything.
I mean, the counter to that would be there's no golfer on PGA like Happy Gilmore who's hitting a drive, running 10 steps back, beating up Bob Barker.
And somewhat, but even like in that movie, you think about it's like, well, like they're not gonna kick him off the tour because like their ratings are better than ever. Like the gold jacket playing off the Augusta, you could tell whoever made Happy Gilmore 1, who helped Adam Sandler, maybe he just gave up the keys. What's funny, the guy who directed Happy Gilmore 2, Carl from Workaholics, the guy doesn't know a shred about golf. And I'm not saying it had to be like, freaking Tin Cup over again or something, but like, why did they get away from golf? It turned too wonky. And maybe that's the whole point of it. To me,
I mean, again, to be fair, Happy Gilmore 1, he wins the tournament after the tower falls on the green and he hits a putt going dink.
Listen,
dunk,
I can't describe
dink,
it. You guys have seen
like,
both movies. One of them is the dumbest effing movie all time, and the other one's like a classic. There's enough realism to it. Like same thing with Dumb and Dumber. No, are these guys, is he trading a van for a moped? Like, no, nobody's that dumb. But like, there's enough real situations around it that you can kind of suspend disbelief for a second. I'm not saying that it's like realistic. It's not, but it's set in a realistic world. This was a world where he's beating guys up and throwing them in a lobster tank, and like this is like a cartoon world. This is like he's Tom and Jerry, whereas Happy Gilmore was, kind of a cartoony character set in a real world.
He also, in Happy Gilmore 1, he also wrestled a crocodile and pulled his golf ball out of a crocodile's mouth.
I know. I get it's not. No, I know. But I mean, watch those two movies and it's like there's nothing to even compare. One is like, there's a fun of those. But when there's only a few of those moments, it makes it funny and you don't care. Like, I don't care. That doesn't mean it's a dumb movie. But when it's every moment is a crocodile fighting moment, then those crocodile fighting moments have no punch. It's just white noise of shittiness is really how I describe it.
Well, this is an Academy Award type of review we're doing here. That's for sure for Happy Gilmore.
I just can't believe you guys liked it. Like, I don't know. I'm not saying it's like, I obviously I get like, appreciating it. And like, there's some cool parts to it, like cameos, but like, how can you just flatly say it's a good movie? Like it's concerning to
I don't know.
Looking at you. It's concerning.
It had its moments, and listen, 50 million people watched it first weekend. 50 million people.
So much hype. I've been counting on the calendar for 3 years for this thing, man.
Rotten Tomatoes didn't give it the worst rating either.
I'll stand on the beach by myself, man, fighting that this movie was horrible.
I mean,
if I'm the only one there, then so be it. I'm telling you, man, this movie was horrible.
I think to be fair, I don't think we're saying that this is 3.3 on the three or 3 out of 3 on the 3-point podcast scale, or should be up for every Academy Award and all that. I don't think we're going that far. I think we're saying for what it was, straight to Netflix, Adam Sandler, nostalgia. It was hour and 14 minutes of some funny entertainment.
Yeah, I wouldn't say it was wasted time. You know?
Right.
No, but you'll never watch it again, which is kind of sad when you think like, it's Happy Gilmore 2. This isn't some random ass Hubie Halloween movie. You're almost grading it like same you'd grade like Hubie Halloween, which is kind of funny.
That's the thing too.
I enjoyed Happy Gilmore 2.
I was gonna say,
I enjoyed Hubie Halloween. I enjoyed that one.
I know, but it's even Hubie Halloween's better than Happy Gilmore 2. I'm not even gonna lie about that. This is a primo movie. This would have done numbies at the box office.
Yeah,
I mean, it did pretty good.
Should have been done right. There's 2 ways to do it. And Adam Sandler's the man. So I feel bad even saying, but there was the way where we really put some time and thought and really let's make this a good movie. And then there was that. It's still worth watching. It still had some good laughs, but it's not how I would have done it. Easy for me to say on my couch, but like it just was depressing, man.
Well,
it just depressed me. That's all.
That's the beauty of this podcast. We have our opinions, and we know where you stand on this. That's fair. That's fair. Some of your points you brought up, fair points, no question.
Am I wrong that like why did we have to really dive in off the deep end with this damn tournament? Like just make it a golf tournament, man.
I tend to agree with you on that part. That was pretty wanky.
Yeah, they went a little goofy with the other league, but I think that was maybe part of the point. Is if Happy Gilmore doesn't come back and play, then the traditional golf is going to be lost. That's the goofy storyline.
Couldn't they have achieved it though, like in a funnier way, like where it's like if Happy Gilmore like comes back in golfing and like they got music playing or like I almost feel like I need to like spend 3 weeks and like write out like what I think the script and like what the plot points should have been. It's like the live point is hilarious, and you're right. It's exactly what they're going for. Is like now he's like he's like you said, he's the traditionalist.
Right.
And like it just would have been like there was a funny way to do that with the Live League without it involving them riding ATV quads and putting on a weeble wobble table. Like, I mean, like just be real. Like it just killed me, man. It killed me. And I did enjoy it. I watched it. I had a few belly laughs that I like one part that was very funny to me was like all of his kids, how they all had like the short temper. Like that was freaking hilarious. The montage where they're all humping like the cone, just like he did in the original movie, like that's all good stuff. It just left a little to be desired in my opinion. That's not my type of humor. It's almost like Adam Sandler's humor has like changed over the years, where now it's like this slapstick, like just absurdist comedy. Whereas like I prefer the 51st Dates type comedy, man, where it's like got some heart, like it's actually a good movie. Just go with it. Great flick that has a little bit of a soul to it. This was like soulless in a way.
I mean, people change, musicians. Ted, you could say you've probably seen bands that are different at the beginning of their careers than when now they're rich and famous 20, 30 years into their career. Eminem, his first 2 albums, very different than the music he puts out now.
Oh, yeah.
Adam Sandler, he's not a 20-year-old dude trying to make it on SNL. I mean, he's
right.
He's rich, famous. He's just like his daughter is in the movie, and there was a couple.
She was pretty good. Like they're good. She's gonna be a big actress. Like I think, in my opinion, like I think so. She's been in a couple of his flicks now. It's like, I think she will be like a big actress at some point. I mean, she's got a good runway to roll with. Like make the most of it
for sure.
And that's what I mean. Like I feel like a jerk, like ripping it so hard. I did enjoy it. I thought the cameos were cool, but man, it's Happy Gilmore too, man. And we're categorizing it in the Hubie Halloweens of the world. Like, think about what you're saying. Think about what you're saying. This movie we've been waiting for 3 or 4 years. It was just a Hubie Halloween. Like, are we kidding me? I waited 4 years for Hubie Halloween, and I just thought it was gonna be better.
2.4, man. What do you got, Matt?
I was gonna go like 2.6. I'm not going all the way up to 3 out of 3, but
what do you got, Jared?
Again, for what it was.
Right.
Again, it was like. Maybe I'll give it another watch tonight just to almost like snicker to myself and get pissed about it all over again. And there was funny moments. I like the one thing that was kind of funny and they overdid it, but like when you first are introduced to Shooter McGavin and he's like, it is like, it's like mind's like blown like by Happy Gilmore with like that was kind of funny. Like as I think about it, but
I think what it is, Ted, what it is because you and I started it off saying we liked it.
Right.
Jared hated that. So he had to go full contrarian the other way.
I did a
Hated this
360 mid movie. I was texting my buddies like, "Hey, this is pretty funny, man. Like, I'm getting a kick out of this. Like, I'm gonna enjoy this. Like, I'm gonna eat my pizza and I'm gonna enjoy this." I had a whole thing planned with it. Then by about an hour in, and we're doing this live, you know, Benny Safdie, like horrible villain. Like, yeah, that was it. It just the first half of the movie, I was like, it was kind of a good blend, and then it kind of lost the plot. But
well, any listeners out there who are either listening or watching on YouTube, and if they've stuck through this review, I don't think this helped. I don't think this helped at all. If they should actually watch the movie or not. People have stuck here for 20 minutes listening to this and are like, I don't know if this movie is good or not, because
I guess
watch the movie and send us the comments.
Wherever you put your faith in. It's where you put your faith in, I guess, in me or in you guys. I mean, Ted is the movie guy. To be fair, he also liked the Pop-Tart movie.
Yes, I did.
So
you can't even use me as the movie guy. Yeah, I like movies, but it doesn't mean that everybody agrees with my
exactly.
thoughts.
That's like, and that's why I appreciate. I'm glad that we actually had different opinions. It's a
all,
little bit boring if
part
you're
of
all
it too,
ripping
right?
it.
That's all part of it. People like what they like, and the other big one that I'm sure, I don't know if you guys have watched, but I mean, it's all over social media, TikTok, and Twitter, Facebook, whatever, is the Netflix documentary Amy Bradley is missing.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Have either you watched that one?
I'm a weird guy where I haven't seen it, but I've heard podcasts about it. So
you basically know everything about it now.
Right? A decent amount, yeah.
Yeah. So basically, Ted, have you heard anything about this chick, Amy Bradley? She went missing on a cruise ship. Have you ever?
No.
So it happened in the late 90s.
Right.
I mean, this isn't spoiler alert anything, because it obviously happened a long time ago.
30 years. Yeah.
Right. But yeah, her and her family went on a cruise. She basically just vanished, went missing, and she is still missing. And so they're trying to figure out it. She has a brother, parents, and a brother, and then a sister. So a family of four. Right. And she was on the cruise, and next thing you know, they woke up one morning and she was gone. And there's obviously hundreds of conspiracy theories. The FBI got involved. They stopped on the cruise at Curacao, the island of Curacao, and Scientology comes into play. They think there's a Scientology link. They don't know if she fell off the balcony. They don't know if she got trafficked, by some people, or if she jumped, whatever. So the documentary dives into all of that. They interview the parents and the brother and some of the people that
the
were
captain, or like the cruise captain, right?
Yeah, the
he
cruise
was kind of a funny character.
The cruise director and some of the other people. So it's a pretty crazy case that obviously is still open, and it's one of those that especially now that, because Hulu did a documentary too. The Netflix one is the one that's really taken off, but obviously now there's people who have been following these. People love their true crime. I mean, we talk about it on this podcast a lot. So people are diving in. People have whole social media accounts dedicated to finding Amy Bradley. And
people claim they've seen her.
People claim they've seen her and talked to her, and so it's one of those that's pretty crazy. Like,
well, give me a bullet point or two, because when you talk about a woman that comes missing on a boat like that, a ship, first thing you would think is she fell off or jumped off, and that's end of story. But there must be more to it than that.
So yeah, there's basically what happened is her and her brother were out partying. Parents went back to their cabin, went to bed. Her and her brother were out drinking, partying. They're 20, 23 years old around that at the time.
Right.
And they come back to the room. Brother, they're out on the balcony. They're still drinking, smoking, whatever, hanging out. Brother comes in, goes to bed. Dad wakes up at 5:30. Just happens to looks out at the balcony, sees her out there. So that's, the recollection. 5:30 a.m. She's there.
Okay.
Something happens. He wakes up at 6 a.m., looks out there, she's gone. And he starts, so that's when he gets up, he looks, not there.
And kind of a feeling like, where is she? Type
has a feeling of like, where'd she go? He starts walking around the cruise ship, can't find her. He starts, alerting some of the security or, whatever. And they're like, we'll start looking for her. And this is in the, 6 a.m. and they're docking at Curacao, the island. So people are now starting to get off. The cruise director, like Jared said, they interviewed in the documentary. He was a weird character. So people are thinking that he's
he basically said, like, my understanding, he's like, dude, people go missing all the time. Like, I can't. Basically, he was saying, like, I can't stop the ship, and like we'd be stopping every 2 seconds. Am I
Yeah,
misunderstanding?
the
how I
parents,
worded it?
the parents were basically like, you cannot, when they docked, they were like, you cannot let people off this ship, because if they took her, they're going to take her off this ship. They were saying like, you have to stop this, look everywhere. And the cruise director was like, no, I can't do this. People go missing all the time. We got to let everyone, paying customers, so you can see both sides. The parents obviously are like, no, we got to find her. The cruise director's like, no, we'll look for her and stuff, but we've got 6,000 other customers on this ship that we got to, let them do what they got to do.
Wow.
So one theory is she was out there and jumped and, or fell, whatever. Another theory is, she had a connection with a band member on the cruise ship who has all these other, a slew of other allegations of being involved in sex trafficking and child trafficking and stuff like that. And they think that she linked up with him and he took her off the island, got her into that whole situation.
Because what they say
so
is,
it's just insane.
Didn't they say like basically like, hey, like they were so close to port in Curacao, like if she would have jumped, like she would have washed ashore. Some part would have washed ashore, never did. It's a wild story, man. I haven't seen the doc. It's funny because like we were talking about that at the campfire this past weekend. That was probably 30 minutes. Somebody was telling us about that, and it's a riveting story, man. It's what the hell? What do you think happened to her, Matt? What would you say?
That's what I mean. At first, I was like, as simple as I think she fell off. She was drunk, and there's some stuff that she was going through with her family, with her sexual orientation, and there's all these other layers.
Why she would have ran away, or maybe killed herself. One of the two.
There's all these other layers to it that people are trying to connect the dots and everything. So at first I went into it thinking I think she just fell off or jumped. We like one or the other. Either she was had some demons and she jumped, or maybe she fell. I was like, it's that simple. She just fell off. It's that simple. But then when you start going through, like people saw her at 6 a.m. going up this elevator. This is spoiling for you, Ted, but
no, it's all right. Still be good.
Yeah. People see they see her and, they see her with this dude who is, a suspect. And then all of a sudden she's gone. And then they see him later. And there's all these reports of people saw her on the island and people have seen her.
Wasn't there something like a sex trafficking site, like or something?
Yeah, people saw pictures of her on the site.
What was the story with that? Didn't somebody think it was her?
There's like some pictures on the sex trafficking site that people are like 99.9% sure is her. But it could be altered, or it could just be somebody that really looks like her.
But the
brother thinks that
thing, man. That's what like to me. It's like. This story would make a lot more sense if it's like, oh, she was down drinking, never came back, like never saw her. But like daylight, sun's rising, like 6 a.m. This is when this all went down. Like it's just
crazy.
Probably maybe not that drunk anymore. I would think like it probably wore off a decent amount. They've been serving booze for 3 hours. That's just what doesn't add up to me. Is if it was trafficking, what a bizarre way for that to go down.
Yeah. And, it's back in the time, like 98, there's not cameras everywhere. There were some cameras, but, nowadays there's cameras everywhere. I mean, there's no way she would be lost. There's weird stuff like the family. There's a lot of weird stuff with the family too. Like they get to the island and then they just got back on the boat and left and then even flew back. They were from Boston or something like that, or Virginia. They flew back to Virginia and people are like, how do you leave the island? If you think that your daughter got taken on that island, how at least the dad or at least the bro, how doesn't one of you stay back on the island? You don't know what's going through their minds. So there's a lot of weird stuff with that. People think the brother was up to something, that maybe the brother pushed her off or something. There's some other. So there's just layers and layers, and it's obviously it's sad, of course. But
so how many parts is it?
It's a 3-part, like 45-minute episodes, 3 parts. So.
Okay. We'll definitely check that out. I love those things. And would you say, as far as a documentary goes, it was pretty well put together?
Oh, yeah. I mean, I think it's well put together. They have the interviews with the family. They don't have interviews with a couple of the suspects that would have really been good. People, documentaries, they are what they are. It seems a little slanted towards
what do they want you to believe?
Clearing the traffic? I think they want you to believe she did, but they don't want you to think that the family was involved at all.
Right.
And some people are like, this was clearly the family put this together to clear their name. You know what I mean? That they had no wrongdoing. So, who knows? But that's how documentaries are. Documentaries are always trying to
Cruises are
lead
kind
you
of terrifying
one
in that
way.
way, man. You're in international waters. You're Curacao. Like I think about what a nightmare that would if they are innocent. I think they are, I guess. But like you said, it's who
Right.
really knows. I mean, it wouldn't be the craziest thing I ever heard if they did this. But it's like, how crazy is it that like if your daughter went missing and you're just on a cruise ship, it's like you're talking about a panic. Like you said, it's like, do they stay? Do they leave? Maybe she's still on the boat. We just haven't found her. It's like what a freaking terrifying ride that would have been. And then how about think about going all the way back to the States? Like your daughter is gone, and you're
Right.
just on a cruise ship. Like that's literally the 11th layer of hell is what they dealt with going back. While everybody's just partying around you, getting drunk, partying, all this
Right.
crap. Like it just sounds horrible, man.
Man, reality with that. Hopefully we never have to deal with anything like
Right.
that. That's crazy. Hey, a real quick question for you, Jared. You said you listened to a podcast in reference to that. I didn't know you were into true crime podcasts.
No, it wasn't. It was like it was just a podcast I listened to. They just were like basically what we just did, like just
Talking
chopping up
about
about this documentary. Basically, we did the same similar conversation. One
Gotcha.
person that saw it kind of gave the lay of the land on what it was. Like, man, this is crazy. And then, like I said, like we happened to be talking about it at the bonfire one of the nights this past week. It seems to be one of those, like same way with like the Woodstock '99 documentary or the Firefest documentaries. Like this seems to have a little bit of a grip on pop culture and people right now. This Amy Bradley is missing. I've been seeing
the brother has been making his rounds on podcasts too. He's been on a couple Barstool podcasts. He did a couple other podcasts. He started up his own like TikTok page and his own social media. So he's trying to put himself out there, but
yeah,
he kind of seems like a weird character. Like his stories. I mean, his mind, who knows what he remembers exactly, but his stories have been kind of mixed up sometimes.
I'll have to watch this because he sounds like a character.
Yeah. I'll definitely check it out.
Yeah. Well, it's definitely 3 episodes. It's definitely worth watching.
Absolutely. Well, sounds good.